Today I'm going to explain to you what the bystander effect is and how it's going to affect your everyday life. Let's tune in. Hey, my name is Mo, I'm a first year psychology student and I'm basically explaining you your life. As ironic as this sounds, I really try my best, so stay tuned on FreakOfMind and this series of videos. This is one of many videos which are going to follow on my channel, so check them out as well if you like this video. Today we're going to talk about the bystander effect. By now you might think, what actually is the bystander effect? It's quite simple. The more people around you, the less likely you're going to receive help. It sounds kind of stupid, but it makes a lot of sense. And it actually happened in Queens, 1964. There was a woman being stabbed or attacked with a knife for almost half an hour and she got killed. But the main point is there were approximately 38 people who observed all this. They heard it, they've seen it, but nobody did anything. Nobody called the police, nobody interacted, nobody intervened. Nothing happened. And this is what caused many psychologists to study this subject, which is called the bystander effect. And you might think, oh man, these are assholes. It happened in New York, they don't care about each other. Well, most likely you wouldn't have done anything as well. So here's why you might not have done anything as well. To psychologists, these are the 5 steps that you need to be doing to actually help somebody. So first you have to actually notice that there's something happening. Second, you have to perceive it as an emergency. Third, you have to take responsibility to act on this emergency. And fourth, you have to actually choose to act. And fifth, you actually have to act. Those are the few decisions you have to make. And this sounds simple, but there are many things which hinder people in doing. And you will most likely perceive those hinderings in your everyday life as well. Let's see. To the first point, you actually need to notice something. Maybe you're in a rush, maybe you're stressed, maybe you just don't see that there's somebody in pain, somebody in danger. This happens all the time. Possibly you will never realize that this happened because you didn't even notice. And second, you have to think it's an emergency. Maybe you think it gets better soon, like a couple fighting. Maybe everybody in this case on 1965 thought that this couple would calm down after a while, but it didn't happen. Or you may be not aware that there's an emergency. Maybe you think the person on the bench is still sleeping, but maybe he's having a heart attack, or maybe he's even dead already. You don't know this, but you might think that there's no emergency. And there's something called pluralistic ignorance, which means you think everybody thinks it's okay, so it probably is okay. Even though most likely everybody in this room, or maybe everybody there, is not sure whether or not something is an emergency or something is not an emergency. So nobody really is sure, but everybody thinks the others are sure of it not being an emergency. The problem on taking responsibility is something called diffusion of responsibility. It means that you and the others think that the other person should do it. Why should you do it? Why not the others? So everybody in this group might think, oh no, I can't, this person might be better. This person is closer, so she should do it. Maybe it's a hurt woman, so maybe just a woman should go there. Maybe you're scared because it's a different gender. Or maybe you think, oh, those are both Turkish people, so maybe just a Turkish person should help. So everybody thinks, oh no, I'm not responsible, but the others are. But since everybody thinks it, nobody will help. That's called a diffusion of responsibility. And it happens when you're also in a car. When you see a car accident next to you happening, but you see 5 people behind you, you're most likely gonna just pass by because you think the person behind me is gonna do it because I'm almost past, so the person might have a better way to stop. But the person behind you thinks, oh well, the person in front of me doesn't do anything, so he thinks, oh, there's nothing important happening, so just passes by as well. And this goes on till the end. And the last person most likely will not do anything because he thinks everybody passed by already, why there's nothing happening. As called pluralistic ignorance. Almost done. But on the 4th point, the chosen to act, you have to make a calculation about rewards and the cost of it. Maybe the costs are really low, so you might really do something, but maybe the cost might get really high. When you're not sure if a person is almost dead, you might have to do CPR, which takes a lot of time, effort, knowledge and stress. You might not want to do this. You might not be in the mood to actually act it out because you think, well, when I'm helping this person, it might stress me so much that my mood's gonna drop down. Or even you're like in a bad mood and think, oh no, I really can't do anything. Even though mood really usually is something that makes people help others more, good or bad mood. And lastly, you have to act it out. You have to think, okay, well, I have the power to do this. I actually can help, so you actually do help. And even if this helping act is just calling the emergency. Calling an emergency is almost everything there is to do in the most cases. When you don't know what to do, when you have a car accident, call the emergency. It is the most important thing. And it does not take a lot of effort, but people don't realize this. People think, oh, it has to add up a lot. I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. And this is what makes people choose not to act or to act at all. So wait, I said that you're gonna perceive this on an everyday life. And I'm not wrong. You might not see an emergency like a car accident every day, but you might be in a train and see an elderly person trying to sit, but there's no seat left. So most of the time, somebody has the courage to get up, but often it does not happen. Because, first of all, not everybody notices that there is an elderly person trying to sit. Or possibly that everybody does not think it really is an emergency that the elderly person should sit. Maybe everybody thinks it's fine, the person is not as old, maybe he can hold himself on the stick. Well, possibly. Or possibly everybody thinks the other person should get up. Maybe you have the diffusion of responsibility, which also hinders you of doing something good, which supports the bystander effect. Lastly, maybe you don't know how to stand, maybe you don't know where to stand, or maybe you just think, well, I want to sit next to my partner. Maybe you don't want to move. Maybe you don't choose to act. Maybe you're stressed out. Maybe you just had sport and you can't really move your muscles. So you don't choose to act. Or somebody else does it. So this is where the bystander effect happens also. There's so many other occasions when you just don't realize it. Maybe a person is in a hurry. Maybe you can just let him pass. Maybe somebody dropped something. Maybe somebody wants to go through a door but has his hands full. Those are all emergencies which might happen every day. And those are the occasions where most people will not do anything. But hopefully you might do something. And now you might wonder, like, how am I gonna act on it? Like, how am I gonna prevent this from happening? By the way, are you that kind of person who stands up, or you're the person who stays sitting? Leave a comment down below and I will see how you guys feel. Maybe you think you should not stand up because you still have the right to sit as well. Just leave a comment and I will know. The way you might not fall into the bystander who does not do anything, who is the unaffected, unpresent bystander, you might simply be active. The best way of getting rid of the bystander effect is knowing about the bystander effect. I just told you everything that hinders you. When you have this in mind, this might not hinder you as much anymore because you know about those things. You might know that people all are afraid to help, so you might just step up. That is simple. So the call to action today is please help people in need. Often there's not much costs for you and people might really need the help. So just stand up, do something. Be an active bystander. Don't let the bystander effect happen. Just decide to act against it. That's the best way to do it. There are certain personalities which are more likely to help, but this doesn't mean that people who don't have this personality will not ever help. It's a decision to make. So just get up and help the person. Let the elderly person sit. Get up and pick up those papers. Open the door. Do whatever you can to make the people around you be aware that you are an active bystander, and people will smile at you and this makes your day better. Just simply because helping makes you happy. It's proven. Also, please sub to this channel if you like these videos. Like this video if you actually liked it, or if you don't like it, leave a comment so I know what I can do better, because it's on you to make my videos a little bit better today. I'm quite unexperienced about those videos. This is my first video on this channel, so please help me get better and leave a comment so I can be better. Also, let me grow a little bit and leave a subscribe. Thank you very much and have a great day helping others. See you.